Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. In this video I'll be explaining you about Reynolds experiment. Okay, so I think most of you know what's Reynolds number, right? We have been discussing in a few of my earlier videos regarding this Reynolds number. This Reynolds number is very much useful in determining or categorizing the type of flow, whether it is laminar flow or turbulent flow or a transition flow. Based on this Reynolds number only we will be classifying. This Reynolds number basically is the ratio of inertia force to viscous force. So to know how the formula of Reynolds number rho Vd by mu has come, I have shown in my earlier videos where I was talking about dimensionless numbers. So this Reynolds number is also a dimensionless number. So we have Reynolds number, Froude's number, Weber number, etc. There I have explained how the formula has arrived. Okay, so please do that video, watch that video. So coming to Reynolds number is given by the formula rho Vd by mu, where rho is density of the fluid, V is velocity, D is diameter of the pipe. If you're talking about open channels, then this becomes R. So R stands for hydraulic radius, mu is dynamic viscosity of the fluid. Okay, so we based on this Reynolds number, I told you we will be classifying the types of flows. So whether it may be a closed channel, closed pipe, or a closed conduit flow, or a open channel flow, we will be basing, or we will have the base of this classification based on the value we are yielding, the Reynolds number value we are getting. So here I'm talking especially only about pipe flow. So in pipe flow, if Reynolds number is less than 2000, then that flow is called as laminar flow. Means after substituting the value of rho, V, D and mu, if your value of Re, Reynolds number, comes to be less than 2000, say suppose it is some thousand, it's less than 2000, right? Then that flow will be called as a laminar flow. And if the Reynolds number will be greater than 4000, then that flow is said to be as turbulent flow. Similarly, if your Reynolds number falls in between 2000 and 4000, say suppose you got some 3200 as a Reynolds number, so it is called transition flow or mixed flow. Means it is not purely laminar, not purely turbulent. Okay, and if you take the same classification in an open channel, then our formula of Reynolds number will turn to rho v r by mu, where r is the hydraulic radius given by the formula A by P, area by wetted perimeter. And if Reynolds number lies or less than 500, then it will be laminar flow. If Reynolds number is greater than 2000, then it will be turbulent flow. If Reynolds number lies in between 500 and 2000, then it will be a transition flow. So the values of these benchmarks will be different for a pipe flow and for a open channel. Okay, and this flow, when it is changing from laminar to 2000, this will happen based on three parameters. When now we are saying Reynolds number is rho Vd by mu, means here Reynolds number and V are directly proportional to each other, correct? So once your velocity increases, obviously your Reynolds number increases. What is the meaning of Reynolds number increasing? Reynolds number is increasing means the flow is changing to turbulent. Similarly, you have diameter also. Similarly, your Reynolds number is proportional to diameter also. If the diameter is increasing, Reynolds number automatically will increase, means the flow is again changing from laminar. And you see viscosity is in the denominator, means if viscosity will get reduced, then Reynolds number will increase. Yes or no? Yes. The viscosity of the fluid is less, it will run faster, correct? If you take example of oil and water, who will run faster? Obviously water. Why? Because the viscosity of water is less when compared to oil. So less is the viscosity, more is the Reynolds number, means laminar flow is getting converted. So velocity is increasing, diameter of pipe is increasing, and viscosity is getting reduced. Now let's talk about the Reynolds experiment. This Reynolds experiment was demonstrated by O. Reynolds, he is a scientist, in 1883. Okay, so this is the apparatus for our Reynolds experiment. So see, we have a tank containing water. You have a glass tube which is bell mouthed open. Okay, the opening of this glass tube is bell shaped opening, and the other end of this glass tube is connected with a regulating valve to regulate the velocity of water. You have a dye tank. You know dye, right? Generally we dye our clothes will be of different colors. It's due to dye, the same dye. So this is a dye tank containing some dye inside. Okay, so the specific weight of this dye will be equal to the specific weight of water. You know specific weight of water, right? Specific weight of water formula is rho into g. So which is 1000 into 9.819810. The same specific weight of water and the same specific weight of dye will be considered. Okay, so see, as I've told you, apparatus consists of a tank containing water at constant head, nothing but this one. A small tank containing some dye, as I've shown you the dye tank. Then a small tube having a bell mouth entrance at one end and a regulating valve at the other end. This is what I've shown. Okay. So how the experiment goes on is, the water from this tank is slowly allowed to flow through this glass tube. Okay, you just open slowly the valve, water starts slowly flowing into this glass tube. Clear? Then the liquid dye is also made to flow into this glass tube. Now listen, we have two liquids flowing. We have water flowing into this glass tube as well as dye filament flowing into this glass tube. So when this was allowed, both the liquids were allowed to flow into the glass tube, Reynolds made the following observations. Okay, so when the velocity of flow was very low, means when the valve was slowly opened, when the velocity of this water and the dye was slow, he observed that the dye filament was traveling in the form of a straight line. Okay, means it was the dye filament particles and the water particles were in a straight line. They were moving according to streamlines. Okay, why? Because the velocity of the water was low. Okay, so the dye filament appeared to be like in the form of a straight line, something like this. Okay, the red color one is the dye filament. Later on, what he did is he slowly increased the velocity. Now what will happen when the velocity was less? As I've told you, velocity and Reynolds number are proportional to each other. Means if velocity is increasing, Reynolds number will increase. Means no more the flow will be laminar. So once the velocity got increased, what happened was the dye filament, which was a straight line earlier, was no more a straight line. So it started changing into a wavy form. Okay. Later on, what he did, he increased the velocity much more. Okay. So what happened now? Whatever there was a wavy filament, it completely got diffused. Means it broke up. It broke up into pieces and it dissolved, or it got it's not dissolved actually, it got diffused into the water. So you can see in the water there are some drops of dye. It happened to be like this. So he observed these three cases. When the velocity was less, the dye filament was moving in the form of a straight line parallel to the water particles. When the velocity got slowly increased, it changed into a wavy filament, and with further increase in velocity, it broke up and diffused. So he called whatever the straight line motion he observed with lower velocity, he called it as laminar flow. When it was moving in a wavy form, he called it as transition flow. Why? Because it is not purely a straight line, nor it got broke up, right? So it is a mixed one. So it's a transition flow. And when it got diffused, and when the dye particles got diffused into water and spread randomly, he called it as turbulent flow. So these are the observations made by Reynolds. Clear? So when velocity is less, the dye filament appears to be like a straight line which is parallel to glass tube. When increase of velocity is done, means if the velocity is increased, dye filament is not a straight line, it will become a wavy one. And with further increase in velocity, it will break into pieces and moves in random fashion, indicating a turbulent flow. So clear? This is how the Reynolds experiment is demonstrated. So hope you understood this video. Thanks for watching.